It begins with a silent convoy in the dead of night. The year is 1307, and across the roads of France, hooded horsemen carry heavy wooden chests toward an unknown destination. These riders do not speak. They move fast, avoiding towns, slipping through forests, staying ahead of the danger chasing them. Behind them, the most powerful religious military order in medieval Europe, the Knights Templar, has just been declared enemies of the crown. Their leaders have been arrested, their property seized, their brotherhood destroyed in a single morning. But these riders, they carry something too precious to fall into the wrong hands. The mysterious treasure of the Knights Templar, rumored to hold gold, sacred relics, documents, and secrets powerful enough to shake kingdoms. By sunrise, the riders vanish. The treasure is never seen again. For the next 700 years, this disappearance becomes a legend, one filled with mystery, fear, conspiracy, and whispers of unimaginable wealth hidden somewhere in the world. Tonight, we uncover the dramatic rise of the Templars, their sudden downfall, and the enduring mystery of their lost treasure. To understand the treasure, we must understand the men behind it. The Knights Templar were founded in 1199 AD, during the time of the Crusades. Their original mission was simple: protect Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. But they soon became much more. They trained as elite warriors. They lived under strict religious vows. They answered directly to the Pope. No king, no lord, no noble could command them. This independence made them powerful and dangerous. They wore white cloaks marked with the Red Cross symbols of purity and sacrifice. People saw them as holy warriors blessed by God. But behind their simple appearance, the Templars built something extraordinary. They were not only knights. They became bankers, landowners, engineers, shipbuilders, and financiers. They invented early forms of bank checks, allowing travelers to store money safely in Europe and withdraw it in Jerusalem, something unheard of at the time. Kings borrowed money from them. Nobles trusted them with estates. Merchants used their safe houses as banks. And as their influence grew, so did the rumors that they had ancient relics, scrolls of hidden knowledge, gold from fallen cities, and secrets passed down from the Temple of Solomon itself. Whether true or not, one thing is certain: by the 200s, the Knights Templar had become one of the wealthiest and most trusted organizations in the world, and that wealth would soon become their greatest danger. By the early 1300s, the Crusades were failing. Christian armies had lost the Holy Land. Jerusalem had fallen. Europe was exhausted financially and emotionally. For the first time in 2 centuries, people questioned what the Templars were still doing. Without holy wars to fight, why were they still so wealthy? Why were they still independent? Why did they own so much land, gold, and influence? And then, one man decided to use this shifting mood for his own ambition: King Philip I of France. Philip was powerful, but he was also deeply in debt, especially to the Templars, who had funded his wars and supported his government. He hated owing them. He feared their independence. He envied their wealth. And so he planned something bold and terrifying: the destruction of the entire Knights Templar order and the seizure of everything they owned. But Philip needed more than soldiers. He needed lies. He needed fear. He needed a reason the public would accept. So he created accusations, shocking, dramatic, impossible to prove, but guaranteed to stir outrage. He whispered that Templars worshipped idols, that they committed strange rituals, that they betrayed the church. These were fabricated claims, but in a world of superstition and religious tension, lies spread easily, and on one dark morning it all came crashing down. The day of betrayal, Friday, October 13, 137. A date that would later inspire superstition for centuries. At dawn, soldiers rode across France carrying sealed letters. They were instructed not to open them until the same hour. When the hour arrived, every commander opened his letter, and the kingdom changed forever. Inside was Philip's order: arrest every Templar, seize all property, confiscate all treasure. Thousands of knights were captured, Templar churches were raided, vaults were broken open. But when Philip's men searched for the grand treasure, the gold, the documents, the relics, they found nothing. No chests of gold, no sacred artifacts, no priceless ledgers. It was as if everything had simply evaporated. Whispers spread through the kingdom. The treasure was moved before the attack. Someone warned them. Someone helped them escape. But who, how, and where did it go? The escape of the knights, though many Templars were arrested. Not all were caught. A group of senior members in Paris had received a warning, possibly from inside the French court itself. They acted quickly. The treasure from their Paris temple, one of the richest bank vaults in Europe, was loaded onto carts and taken under guard to the port city of La Rochelle, a Templar stronghold on the western coast of France. There, the Templars had something few people knew about, a private fleet of ships. The treasure was loaded onto these ships, and then the fleet sailed into the Atlantic and disappeared. From that moment onward, no official record of the treasure exists, and so the theories begin. Theory 1. The treasure went to Scotland when the Templars fled France. The rest of Europe turned against them except for one kingdom, Scotland. Scotland had been excommunicated by the Pope at the time, so the Templars could find refuge there. Many believe the ships from La Rochelle sailed north, landing on Scotland's rugged coastline. There, the surviving Templars allegedly joined the armies of Robert the Bruce, helping him in the famous Battle of Bannockburn in 1314. In return, legend says Bruce allowed them to hide their treasure in the Scottish Highlands. It has never been found. Theory 2. Oak Island, Nova Scotia, one of the most popular theories, claims the treasure crossed the Atlantic. The story says that the Templars reached North America centuries before Columbus. On a remote island now known as Oak Island, they built complex shafts and tunnels, protecting their treasure underground. Since the late 1700s, treasure hunters have dug there, finding mysterious markings, wooden platforms, and artifacts that don't match local history. But the true treasure has never been discovered. Theory 3. Hidden beneath the Temple Mount, some historians argue the Templars' greatest treasure wasn't gold. It was knowledge. During their early years in Jerusalem, the Templars were stationed at the Temple Mount, and many believe they conducted secret excavations beneath the ancient ruins. Rumors say they found ancient scrolls, lost Jewish artifacts, or even relics tied to biblical history. If true, these relics may have been hidden in secret vaults in Europe, perhaps still untouched today. Theory 4. Secret European vaults. Templars had strongholds across Europe: Cyprus, Portugal, Spain, England, Germany, Italy. Each of these had underground chambers, fortified vaults, and escape tunnels. Some historians believe the treasure was divided and hidden in multiple locations to prevent one single loss. In Portugal, the Templar Order survived under a new name, the Order of Christ, and became the spiritual engine behind the age of exploration. Some say the treasure simply changed hands, but never left the order. Theory 5. Destroyed or absorbed by the Church. A darker theory claims the Vatican quietly seized the treasure after Philip's attack. Not openly, because that would make the Church appear guilty, but gradually, through private channels, confiscations, and legal absorption. No official documents support this, but silence can hide many things. As treasure theories spread, the man at the center of the storm faced his own fate. Charles de Molay, the last Grand Master of the Knights Templar. He was arrested on Philip's orders, interrogated for years, and pressured to confess crimes he never committed. But in the end, standing on a wooden platform in Paris, surrounded by torches and guards, he did something unexpected. He declared the Templars innocent. He exposed Philip's lies. He pleaded for justice. He called on God to judge the guilty. And as he was burned at the stake, witnesses later claimed he cursed both the king and the Pope, saying they would answer for their crimes within a year. Strangely, both King Philip and Pope Clement died within the next 12 months. And with their deaths, the truth of the Templar treasure slipped even deeper into mystery. But the real climax of this story isn't the fall of the Templars. It is the moment the treasure vanished. Picture it, the night before the arrests. Paris is quiet. The Templars suspect danger. In the temple fortress, senior knights gather in a stone chamber lit by torches. Some believe it contained the greatest mystery of all, the Templar secret archive records, maps, scrolls, and objects so valuable that they could never fall into enemy hands. The knights ride with determination, knowing this mission will decide the future of their entire order. They reach La Rochelle. They load the treasure onto their ships, the Falcon, the Oliphant, the Belladonna, and others whose names are lost to time. Sails rise in the moonlight. The fleet slips into the open sea. And then nothing. No wrecks, no survivors, no sightings. The world never sees them again. But whispers of hidden Templar wealth continued to echo across the centuries. Treasure hunters searched forests, mountains, islands, and ancient ruins. Historians debated documents and clues. Secret societies claimed descent from the original knights. Books, films, and legends grew from this single mystery. Whether the treasure was gold, knowledge, or something symbolic, the Templar story refuses to disappear. The ideas they inspired, courage, secrecy, independence, and loyalty, still shape modern culture. Some Masonic groups claim Templar heritage. Some explorers still dig on Oak Island. Some archivists believe hidden vaults in Europe still hold forgotten Templar documents. The legend lives because no one has ever proven where the treasure went. And maybe that is the greatest treasure of all the endless human hunger for mystery. In the end, the story of the Knights Templar is more than a tale of lost gold. It is a reminder that power attracts enemies, that wealth can become a curse, and that sometimes the greatest secrets survive precisely because they vanish. Whether the treasure lies buried in a silent Scottish valley, or hidden beneath a medieval Portuguese fortress, or rests at the bottom of the Atlantic, its true power is the mystery it left behind. A mystery that has lasted more than 7 centuries and still refuses to be solved.